Imagine a war where more soldiers die in hospitals than on the battlefield itself, not from bullets, but from filth, poor sanitation, and disease. This was the reality of the Crimean War in 1854, and it was here that a woman named Florence Nightingale would not only change nursing forever, but also invent one of the most powerful data visualizations in history. Nightingale arrived at the Scutari Hospital in 1854. What she found was horrifying. Overflowing sewage, contaminated water, soldiers crammed into filthy wards. Within months, disease was killing far more soldiers than gunfire. She logged deaths, causes, and conditions, and when the war ended, she had a mountain of data, but one burning question: how do you make politicians actually care about numbers? She designed what's now called the coxcomb diagram, a kind of polar area chart. Each wedge represented a month of the war. Blue areas, deaths from preventable diseases. Red areas, deaths from wounds. Black areas, deaths from other causes. At first glance, the chart looks almost like a flower. But the shocking truth was in the size of the blue wedges. They dwarfed the others, showing that disease, not combat, was the true killer. When Florence presented this diagram to Parliament in 1858, it was impossible to ignore. In one glance, leaders could see that poor sanitation had killed thousands. And so, reforms followed. Military hospitals were rebuilt with proper sewage systems. Clean water was supplied. Sanitation commissions were sent abroad. The results? Mortality rates dropped dramatically. Florence had proven that data, when visualized well, could save lives. Now fast forward to today, how would we do this? We'd collect modern health data, say causes of death worldwide, cardiovascular diseases, cancers, infectious diseases, injuries, and we could build a modern coxcomb diagram using tools like Python, R, or even Illustrator. Instead of quills and ink, we'd use code, design, and AI. But the principle is the same. Turn raw numbers into a visual story that sparks action. Florence Nightingale wasn't just the lady with the lamp. She was the pioneer of data storytelling. Her coxcomb diagram showed the world that information, beautifully visualized, can change minds and save lives.